Unfortunately, anti-bullying and diversity, equity and inclusion campaigns have become an entry point for identity politics into the classroom, and for what goes with that, in terms of making the classroom more inclusive. The premise being that all children in the classroom need to be educated in the background and related complex themes, in order to not just be tolerant and understanding of the identity groups involved, but so that they can celebrate and be allies for them. There's another name for this, it's called indoctrination, and the academics and activist groups who promote this approach know exactly what they are doing. Whether it's in the context of sexual orientation and gender identity, or the context of race and ethnicity, or some other political identity class, it's seeking to introduce a political agenda into the classroom. Let us consider an alternative approach to anti-bullying. The dignity and uniqueness of each and every child needs to be highlighted, without any reference to race, skin color, hair color, physical size, how they speak, whether they have a disability or not, etc. We are all created equal, and we all have unique characteristics and capabilities that we develop as we grow older. This is the dignity of the human person, and with that comes the requirement for each individual to respect each and every other person, respecting their feelings, their bodily integrity, their possessions, as well as their beliefs and their opinions. Any act of bullying, be it at a physical or emotional level, contravenes that dignity and respect, and as such cannot be and will not be tolerated under any circumstances. There is no distinguishing here between an act of bullying against any particular child versus any other. The act of bullying against one child isn't considered any more egregious than against another. This is the way it must be, and this needs to be the message to the classroom. Yes, the teacher may themselves know that a particularly vulnerable child has been the victim of the bullying. This can and should be brought into the resulting actions with the parents and principal, but not the classroom. There is no need to label and categorize the children, no need to put flags on the wall, no need to introduce politics of the identity kind into the classroom. Bullying can be based on a vast range of characteristics, not just those based on some categorization of identity, such as the sound of a child's voice, the color of their hair, the shoes they wear, the team they support, that they walk with a limp. Shall we create identity classes for all of these intersectional characteristics as well? Of course not. The agencies promoting DEI, or identity-based anti-bullying campaigns, don't care about this broader spectrum. They're only interested in promoting their particular politics in the classroom. Teachers know the individual students in their class better than any activist, DEI advocate, or academic. They know the quiet ones, the noisy ones, the ones more likely to be bullied, and the ones most likely to perpetrate the bullying. They know the ones who are struggling and have issues, and where parental engagement is critical. They also know that children develop over time, the quiet ones find a voice and grow in confidence, the noisier ones mature, and with the appropriate support and nurturing, the troubled ones become more secure and find themselves. Activists and activist groups have a problem with this, of course, and see childhood innocence, be it in relation to sexuality or politics, as something we need to overcome. One of their goals is to destabilize and radicalize the children they have access to, for the sake of whatever cause they wish to progress. Parents and principals need to be mindful of this. Classroom activism and indoctrination is a breach of trust, a form of bullying in and of itself. If you have concerns over what your child is currently being exposed to in the classroom, then please engage with the teachers and principal in your school. If you are a teacher yourself, and are concerned with the nature of the content you are seeing the children being exposed to, then please raise these concerns with your school principal and school board. We are living in a time where both children and the rights of parents are being targeted by aggressive activism, both inside and outside of the school environment. Don't be shy about expressing your concerns. Thank you for listening.
So we've had to have parent consultations, and the only advice I can give you around that is don't send a letter home to say you're about to embark on this work. That's the worst thing you can do. Don't hold a parents' meeting. You don't want 30 parents shouting at you. Who wants that in your life? That's an awful thing to do. But what you can do is you can survey parents. You can ask them where they feel they need help. You're not asking them if they like it or not. That's not the issue. It's in policy. We have to do this work. But you can say, on which of these equality strands do you need help? You know, do you need help talking to your child about racism? Do you need help talking to your child about disabilities? Do you need help talking about sexual orientation, gender? And just see what comes back. And so you're doing it in a more supportive manner. So I would suggest that as a way, if you wanted to do more proactive work with parents, to get them involved within that process.